Hi guys, and welcome to today's task. For today's task, we are going to be ripping out the carpet of this room. I intentionally left this room to be ripped out. If you're going to be ripping out carpet at your own home, it's probably gonna rip out similar to this one. I wanna show you a few tricks that I know about tearing out carpet and things that you might want to think about before you tear out your carpet that I've learned the hard way, and then I've utilized them and it's helped in other projects. Anytime you're taking out carpet, it's easiest to just take the doors off. I don't know how many of you have slider doors in closets, but they're really simple to take off, but there is a trick to them. If you look at this hinge right here, it's got a little groove for the wheel to stick in, but it's also got a bevel, and that bevel and pivot point allows you to bend the door and let it come off. If you just try to lift the doors off by themselves, they won't come off, or at least they won't come off very well. You'll fight it. So what you want to do is start out with the outer door, lift up, tip out, and it will come right out. And then be gentle and put the door in another room. Lift and pop. The next door that you may or may not have to remove, if the carpet goes under the door for the hallway, you will have to remove this. It's just so much easier for the installation and for the removal. This one doesn't go underneath, so I technically don't have to remove this door, but since I'm taking the door out anyway, it doesn't matter. And I'll show you guys how to pop a door off the hinges. It's really, really simple. There are a few do's and don'ts. First do is to take the door off from the wall only by the pin system. Do not ever undo the bolts inside of the hinges. That will weaken the integrity of the door. Put your crowbar underneath, be careful of your wall, and lift with control so that you don't bugger the wall. Save that pin and do not lose it. Then work your way up. Do the bottom hinge, middle hinge, do the top hinge last. I always recommend that because that way the door doesn't fall and pinch the bottom hinges when you're trying to pull it off. Once your hinges are free, pull the door out of the jamb and set it aside. Next, we want to remove any vents. Just slide something underneath if you can't get it. If your vents look like they're in better shape than this one, I would keep them and just put them right back in when you're done. But if you're going to replace them, make sure you keep this for a measurement guide and don't buy the wrong ones 3 different times. I've done that a million times. Not worth the time. Okay, our room is completely cleared out. The doors are all off. The vents are all off. We're ready to pull this carpet up. You can pull it up from one corner and just rip out the entire room at one time. That's a lot of carpet to lug around. It's not easy to get it out of the house. Most likely you're going to be bumping walls, and if you're just redoing the carpet on your home right now, you probably don't want to scuff your walls. This is the tip that I like to do to make it more manageable. I grab a good razor knife, I like mine, and I cut them into rolls, and then we'll roll them just like sod. Start at one side. Make sure you push very hard. Now we have a starting point, and we're ready to go. This is so much more manageable to carry out of the house. I'm not going to bump any walls, and I may even be able to fit them in a slightly smaller garbage can, which is super nice. Now we can just repeat the process. And like most projects, you are much better off wearing gloves than not. So I truly recommend wearing gloves. I will link these gloves. I really like these leather gloves in the description down below, and I'll link this knife as well. I don't know if you happen to see our video of me tearing out the carpets of the rest of the house, but I had to manhandle those, and that probably wasn't the smartest choice on my part. This is so much easier. Next is the pad. If you're in the basement of a home, you're going to see cement underneath your pad, and there's a good chance that your pad is glued down, kind of zigzaggy. It'll look like a snake line. It's not like fully glued all the way, but just partially so it doesn't rotate on you. You need to go back and scrape that off. If you're on a other floor of a house, maybe a main level or a upstairs level, it's going to be stapled down to wood, and you're going to have little bits of staples that you will want to go back and remove. And since we cut the carpet, it already kind of cut off the pad into smaller sections as well. So this is a lot more manageable. There are a couple of tools I like to use when it comes to pulling up these staples. One is a flathead screwdriver. That works really, really good. You can use these dikes, or you can use lineman pliers to kind of get a hold of them. These are my favorite. They have a little bit of a point to get into there, and you can really grip and pull them out. Now you may think this is a little bit tedious getting this out, but it is crucial to get these all the way out, because if not, when you relay new carpet and pad, you will fill these high spots and it just won't lay right. So I recommend taking the extra time to go through and pull all of them out. It's kind of a good task for the kids to try too. On some of them, if you can't get them and they break off a little bit, go back with your dikes and cut it as low to the ground as you can. Okay, the last thing I really want to talk about on this video is the tack strip. Sometimes you're going to pull it up and it's going to look brown and yucky. Sometimes it's going to look really nice and clean like this one. If you are putting carpet back down, do not take that tack strip up, especially if you are on concrete. The best thing you can do is leave that intact. But sometimes you're pulling up carpet to replace with hardwood floors. Then you obviously have to pull this up. So if you're going to put carpet back down, do not touch it. Take a shop vac around it, clean all the way around it so it's good and ready for fresh carpet, and leave it. If you're pulling it up, go back to your pry bar, one of the best tools you'll buy, and I'll leave a link in the description for this. Look for the nail holes underneath. And start prying up. If you are removing carpet to prep for hardwood floors, you have to pull out every inch of this stuff. I don't like having the kids around, especially when I'm pulling up this stuff, because if they walk on this or fall on this, it will hurt pretty bad. And even watch out for yourself. Make sure you got good durable shoes on for this. You guys, I hope you learned something simple and quick in this video for how to remove carpet. The point of my Today's Task channel is to provide videos that show you how to do a task, whether it's a big one or a small one. Like removing carpet, it's a simple video, it'll be short. Sometimes they'll be more in depth, like installing a beam, which get ready, it's coming. And the point of them is to show you how to do things on your own, maybe to feel a sense of accomplishment, or maybe just to save a few bucks. Either way, I want you to get out there and try doing something on your own, and hopefully you learned something. If you guys are new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. If you like today's video, hit the like button for certain. And if you guys want to comment or have a question or a tip that you know of, definitely put that in the comments down below. I love hearing from you guys, and I hope you guys have enjoyed my replying back to you. I will leave all of the tools I've used in the description down below as well. And until then, we'll see you guys next time. I hope this footage turns out. Tip the door out, then lift. Well, maybe not. Put her underneath. I have one trick that I really like to do. You need to be careful of your wall because you don't want to bring it up and crump. Excuse me. If you were on the top layer of our, sorry. My point of this, oh, sorry.